How's it going, everyone? Nick from Comic Culture here. It's time for Nick at Night, my weekly comic book review show. Let's get into the books I read this week. Really exciting week, I think, for comics. Let's go over to Marvel real quick because we have Daredevil Cold Day in Hell issue number 1. Now, this is a collaborative effort right here. We have Charles Soule on this one, Steve McNiven, Clayton Cowles on this as well. It's kind of a passion project. They actually outlined the journey that this book took through COVID and things like that towards the back. There's a lot of commentary in here. This is kind of like another old man Daredevil story right here. What does the world look like? It's gone to complete hell. Daredevil, Matt Murdock, has lost his powers in a way. He gets them back in this issue through a series of tragic events. There's other heroes coming in and out. There's a familiar villain in here too, but it's all about this older superhero who's kind of retired right now, doesn't really know what to do, is trying to live in this like post-apocalyptic world while still being surrounded by some signs of humanity, some roughness throughout the city and everything. It is a beautiful, beautiful book. And the art in the story is really cool. There's lots of grittiness. There's lots of debris. You can really see the sense of like how the world has gone to hell. A lot of emotion in here. It's just such a great story. I'm loving this issue. You may have seen me in the past talk about continuity and how kind of a bummer it is to read the proper books, having to like transition from event to event. And then you get cool stories like this that are out of that continuity that are just compelling, interesting, throw you right in. We don't have to give you a whole lot of backstory. We're just going to give you a nice, concise, awesome story. And that's what we're getting so far in issue number 1 of this series. Really excited to see where this one goes. Let me know if you read it. That's actually it for Marvel. We're going to go over to DC now. We're going to start over with Batgirl issue number 6. This has been a pretty cool story. It's been growing on me as we go. We're uncovering the truth behind this organization that was wronged by Ra's al Ghul and Lady Shiva in the past. They went underground. They're trying to blossom. They're trying to like mature and just live their lives, right? Lady Shiva comes in here and kind of destroys everything because that's what's in her nature to do. Of course, Cassandra Cain gets wrapped up in all of her drama. They're held hostage right now by this organization and they have to fight their way out, but they have to confront some sad truths, some hard truths in this book. And that's what we're dealing with inside of here. That big relationship between Cassandra and Lady Shiva, the abandonment issues, how Cassandra didn't grow up to meet her mom's potential, things like that. That's what this whole story is focused on. But it's also about them regaining that trust and escaping the odds. There is a big twist at the end of this issue, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Never thought I'd say that, but Batgirl is growing on me for sure. Let me know if you're reading it. G. Willow Wilson on Poison Ivy issue number 32 is out this week as well. Jumping back into the Poison Ivy run, because I really liked the first volume of it. So I'm going to be jumping back in, seeing what's going on. Right now, she's kind of taken on the monster of the month. There's this monster that was developed in the swamp. A lot of construction was going in there. There's a lot of evil spirits, and the construction and the expansion of the city into this area mixed in with whatever this evil nature is has created this weird monster. Now we're having to deal with that. Poison Ivy and some of her allies quickly dispatched there after we get knocked down a little bit. But one of Poison Ivy's friends right now, one of her romantic interests, one of the people that have been kind of with her this entire time was kind of caught in the crossfire. So Poison Ivy has to strike a deal with some of the green avatars and whatnot to bring them back. But at what cost, right? We're going to uncover some more of that as we go forward. But issue number 32 of Poison Ivy, still a fairly strong book. I am really interested in the character in general, so I'm going to be along for the ride for the time being. Let me know if you guys read it. We got a couple Absolute books out this week. Absolute Green Lantern issue number 1 is out. Al Ewing is on this one, and this was a pretty cool book. I don't have a whole lot of knowledge about the Green Lantern Corps in general. I know the key characters and whatnot, but a lot of that drama between them and the histories and their origins and like what exactly they've been doing this entire time is a little bit lost on me. That's a blind spot I need to get into. So we're going to be doing that going forward. But this one right here is a pretty shocking book. This does feature a lot of our familiar Green Lantern characters. They don't really have powers just yet. They're living their daily life right now. Some big event comes to their town and imbues them with some kinds of abilities that they're trying to like figure out a little bit more. But this is more of a slice of life book, I would say. They're going about their daily lives. They're talking about relationships, talking about their jobs, and something just happens and imbues them with these abilities that they're trying to uncover throughout the issue. There's a lot of mystery around this. It feels very homely. It feels very local. So it's a pretty cool perspective to have as like a new reader in this universe. You feel like you're there with them experiencing this. It has a cinematic quality to it. So I do like that a lot. The art is very fresh. I don't think I've ever like seen this before. So that was a nice little surprise right there. Yeah, it's got me intrigued, man. You know what I mean? So I don't read a lot of Green Lantern. This is the Absolute book, issue number 1. I'm going to be jumping in and riding this one out. Let me know what you guys thought. Speaking of Absolute books, we have Absolute Superman issue number 6. So we just resolved the storyline where Krypton was being destroyed, all that political drama and social drama around that. Kal-El is actually on his own right now through space, and it's a pretty awesome, like, introspective look at him being in solitary confinement, essentially, with his robot companion, right? The one that can kind of like turn into whatever he needs to. Right now it's the ship, and he's searching, this robot is searching for some kind of a hospitable planet for Kal-El to land in, and that's the journey we're on right now. We actually find that on whatever Earth this is, and the interaction with the Kents right here is what this book mainly focuses on. Of course, they were down and out as well. The Lazarus Corporation's been taking over everything, manipulating the weather and whatnot, making their crops not grow, you know, making them very, very desperate, and this fallen angel comes to kind of save the day. So I really liked all of that stuff there. I've heard some criticism on the color palette and stuff like that, but I'm eating that up, man. I think it's like totally spot on. It's bright, it's vibrant. Yeah, it's red based, but like I'm completely in on that. And lots of action in here too. So a lot of cool things happening inside this book. It feels like the pacing was very similar to Turtles, albeit this one was a little bit more exciting, I think, than Turtles for the first 5 or so issues. You have to get through like 6 issues to really kind of get to where we want to be as a reader. And we had a lot of backstory we had to cover, though, to get to that point. So now that we're there, I'm expecting this book to take off even more. So if you fell out of Absolute Superman, this might be a good time to jump in because there's not a whole lot more backstory we can tell, I don't think. So we're going to see where it goes from here. Let me know if you read it. Holy crap. So this book came out of nowhere for me, or rather this character came out of nowhere. Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma issue number 1. Of course, we have Ron V on this one, Anard RK back on this, and Mike Spicer, of course. Like this trio, this legendary trio of the past has come back to give us Resurrection Man. Who the heck is Resurrection Man? Well, good, lucky for you. You have a full page right here going over basically his origin, what he's all about, and things like that. This book will punch you in the stomach in the first 6 pages right here. We're coming up to a Resurrection Man here. He's actually assumed this new identity. That's what he does. Whenever he dies, he's immune to the previous way of dying, but he takes on a whole nother personality, lives that life. He gets somewhat adopted or marries into this family. He's dying of old age at this moment, and it's just a beautiful retrospect on his life and his relationships and how he's kind of given up the superhero ways. Now time has killed him, and now he has to deal with that. What does that mean? To finally defeat like the ultimate thing that can kill you. We go through that all inside of here. There's a bigger picture at stake here as well. A new villain we're introduced to towards the end of this. Some guy who's really evil and twisted that is basically coming out of like World War II. Really interested to see where it goes. We actually see where our hero was during that time frame as well. And we get to see the tragic demise and resurrection of this new villain. And it's going to be interesting to see where all that takes us. So I'm really excited for this one. A character that was completely off my radar. An amazing creative team. Very strong first issue. Cannot wait for more. Let me know if you read it. Next up from Critical Entertainment, we have Planetary Expansion, issue number 5 right here. The long-awaited issue number 5 for me. Great cliffhanger at the end of this. We have this company who basically created these like life ships, right? All these different people that are privileged enough can get on it and they can escape this planet that we're on. There's a lot of political drama around all of that as well. Some people are trying to hijack that from happening, and some people are trying to push forward for their own agenda. And we have this like secret agent that snuck on board while he's running away from these guys trying to take him out, thrown into the mix of all of that. This is what happens after that initial launch, and everyone's trying to settle down and like escape to get through this barricade that is around this planet right now. There's a lot of space battles in this book as well, so if you like to see that kind of thing, that's all up in here. And there's of course some cliffhangers towards the end as well. So Planetary Expansion issue number 5, solid issue. Let me know if you read it. EC Comics has Cruel Kingdom issue number 4 out as well. If you like short sci-fi horror stories, you get 3 of those inside of here. These were all pretty solid. They are short. There's not a whole lot of time to develop. They can be pretty predictable as well, but they're a fun read. I've been really enjoying what Cruel Kingdom has been putting out. Some of these kinds of formats don't work for me at all, but I've been digging Cruel Kingdom a lot. So if you're into short sci-fi horror fantasy stories, definitely check out Cruel Kingdom. We have issue number 4 out this week. All right, let's go over to Image Comics. We're going to start with Hornsby and Halo issue number 5. So we have Peter Tomasi on this one. And, you know, I've been calling this book the YA version of a story in the Ghost Machine universe. But this book has a lot more to offer, I would say, than just that. So don't let that shy away for the adult readers right there. We follow 2 kids. They were adopted into some earthbound families. Their past and their legacy was hidden from them. This is the issue where the Guardian from wherever, the Abyss, whatever it might be, is kind of oriented orienting the children as to what their larger destiny is. One children is from the devil's side, and one child is from like the angel's side. They have a destiny we're going to be unpacking, and we're going through all of that inside this book. Of course, these kids don't know what the heck's going on. Their powers just now started to be activated, and they're living in a state of like shock and chaos at the moment, as this person that they thought was just some kind of friendly person in their life is telling them all these hard truths. So we get to see what's going on in there. Great artistic style inside this book too. Again, it looks like a kid's book. It has some pretty heavy themes to it. And I've just been really enjoying the ride so far with Hornsby and Halo. We got issue number 5 out. Let me know if you read it. Continuing the Ghost Machine run, we have Hyde Street issue number 5. So if you read the one-shot called Devour, that's what this character is all about. But it also features their backstory a little bit more, and also where they play in the larger game of Hyde Street. So that's what we're unpacking inside of this one. Pretty funny, although tragic opening scene right here. The main lady on the cover right here, she is running some kind of a aerobics class, you know what I mean? Back in the 80s, she pushes one of her students too far, ends up killing her, but she has this underlying disgust for people that don't have complete control of their lives, right? If you're a little overweight or whatever, you're not taking care of yourself to her standards, she has this disgust for you, and that is very well established in this book and throughout the story. Yeah, we have Mr. X-Ray, whoever that is, coming in here and coming up with the idea that in order for them to escape, they have to deliver so many souls to the gameskeeper or whoever's running this whole Hyde Street thing. But one of their people that are part of their game, Pranky, is messing all of that up, taking out more souls than he needs to, but not escaping this realm. And so he's putting a wrench in a lot of people's escape plan from this area. So what do we do about Pranky is basically what's going on inside of this book. So it is really cool. I like this character being flushed out a little bit more. It was an interesting idea in Devour. We got to see a lot more of it in this one. Let me know if you read it. Then lastly, we have Lucky Devils. We have issue number 3 right here. I got that Trad Moore cover because that is absolutely gorgeous. So I went ahead and picked that one up. This one continues what happens when our devils gain a little bit more power, a little bit more notoriety in hell. Every time that their human does something and it's able to upgrade them in hell, right? So they're going from like level 3 to 4. They get access to more sins, which they can then use on their humans, who then can inspire the world or destroy the world in whatever way. And they just keep escalating through the ranks of hell in doing so. So that's what this book is all about. Basically convincing your humans to do worse and worse things, or take these steps and affect other people around them so that they can be in prime positions for promotions and whatever else. That's what's going on inside of here. So they're getting access to more powers. Their humans are becoming more and more powerful in their own right. And it's just like leapfrogging, escalating kind of a story right here. One thing that blows me away about this book is the compositions and layouts. There are some really amazing scenes like this one right here, where we're kind of going through this weird devil tongue and then up this escalator. So your mind is constantly trying to like figure out where we're going. And it's a really interesting way to tell the story for sure. So composition wise, it's intriguing and it's engaging too. So I really appreciate that. There's another moment in here where one of the devils is running around the gutters all over the place. And it's cool to see what he's up to, where he's going, and what the story is, because it happens for several pages. You can see him kind of going around all the white space. So again, it's a visual treat. It's a great, interesting story, and it's like an interactive kind of a thing too. So I really appreciate that. Lucky Devils, great continuation of the 8 Billion Genies run. Let me know if you read it. All right, guys, so that's all I read this week. I hope you enjoyed that. Not a huge week, but we had some real good ones in there. Let me know what you read and what your favorite books of the week were down below. While you're down there, like, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification to be alerted whenever I put out new videos. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the comments.